So that pedal looks like looks squeaky. Squeak, 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 squeak. I should probably replace it and fix it. Or maybe I got a better idea. All right, welcome back to the Let's Build Stupid Shit channel. And in typical Conrad / Distorted Steel Garage fashion, I was walking past something and thought, I wonder. We're in one of those deals. So the wonderment was a power head from a ice auger. These are laying all over the place. They're all over the internets. They're a dime a dozen. Most people have moved to electric. There's a lot of these laying around. Also, along with those, that situation comes using a small two-stroke engine to power a bicycle. We've all been there. Some of us has tried. It's failed, usually, because there's no power. We can't get the gear ratio right. Hence this. These are all gear reducted. How much, I don't know. It's this much gear here, that much gear there. That's how much is reducted. But I thought, why don't I just throw it in the back of a bicycle and see what happens? Now this is going to be a quick one. And I'm tired of saying this is going to be a quick one and it doesn't be a quick one. So this time it's going to be a quick one. We build a frame. We get rid of the cranks. We're not going to pedal this thing, okay? I'm too lazy to pedal anything. So we're going to take those off. Those become foot pegs. We put a motor back here. We run the chain down to the rear wheel, and we're done. I will leave the shifter on the bicycle. As you can see, the bike is an old-looking Western Flyer. Probably shouldn't do this to this bike, but I was looking for a cheap bike on the internets, and this came up. Now I feel bad about mutilating it, but it's all in the name of science. Will this work? So let's get started, get stuff up on the bench, and start building. Wish me luck. So we're gonna set up a little time lapse here. I'm gonna take the cranks off. We're gonna use the rear brake cable for the throttle. Take the rear brake off. Because I want to use one of these as the actual throttle. So let's get that set up, start taking some stuff off this thing. All right, before we get too much further, I got the chain in place. We're going to take, this is going to be our drive sprocket. We're going to mount on here. There's a centrifugal clutch in here already, so, you know, there's nothing to be done there. So let's get this off and figure out how we're going to mill, machine, grind, weld, turn collar to go on this actual shaft here to get the sprocket on there. Pondering. All right, let's just take shit apart and go find the lathe. So we could order stuff, I guess. This is a 7/8 inch or shaft and whatever this is, but I found this collar. It's 3/4 inch, just obviously too small, but it fits perfectly inside of here, nice and tight. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna bore this out to 7/8, and then we can weld it to the sprocket and we're done. Boom, done. And it's got a set screw in it and everything. So let's do that, because I don't know, I'm not waiting for parts to show up. It's just not my way of doing things. Alright, that should be it. Let's wander it over there and make sure it fits on the motor. Alright, here at Stored Steel Garage, nothing but precision alignments. So we need to get this in here, get it welded, but make sure it's straight. So what you do is you hot glue the sprocket to a socket first, and then make sure it's straight, and then you glue this collar into place, just like so. Now we got 1 millisecond that it stays in place while we put weld on it. I'll be back, let you know if this works. All right, that worked. Weld looks like shit, but that's normal. And I didn't even damage the socket. Woohoo! All right, precision weld and mount of sprocket completed. Now we'll get that set on the motor over there, and then we can start figuring out where the motor's gonna end up on the bike. Yay! Progression. Well, I don't know. Just grabbing shit out of the pile there. There's a nice piece of plate steel here. I'm thinking maybe notch this out and have it go in so it'll be welded here, here, and then against this frame here. And then obviously bracing from here down to the frame on both sides. Have to get front a little bit farther here so it clears the chain, I guess. I don't know. Gamble, give it a shot. Obviously it's shifted to the one side because most of the motor will be on this side and sprockets on that side, so that to hell with it. Let's just do it. Let's notch this out and slide it in there and see what happens. I don't know, I guess, right? clean it up and tack it into place, I guess. I don't see. Yeah, it should be okay, right? I have no idea. I'm thinking we've got a motor plate here, which will be part of it. So this could potentially be welded to the actual mounting plate up there, right? So this gets welded to it, this thingy, to that. And then obviously some other bracing off of it. Sure, sounds good. You talk me into it, let's do it. All right, well, it's tacked in, I guess. See, that's a brace again. Brace, I think I'll brace from down here up, I guess. I don't know. We'll be back, we'll do some bracing and see what it all looks like when we're done. All right, brace is on. Pretty solid. I'm not going to brace this side yet until the motor's mounted and I see where the chain's going to be, because this is going to be cut out obviously for our chain to pass through somewhere in here. So I think what we'll do next is get the motor kind of set up there where I think I want it to be. Probably take advantage of this moment to actually get my chain alignment figured out where my sprockets have to be. So we got a sprocket down there. So we'll get a square level thingy, something or another, to try to figure out where the sprocket needs to be roughly, and take it from there. Got just some precision alignment work and markings. This is where we're going to put the motor. So I put a scribe there and a scribe here where I wanted the sprocket. I'll probably slide this over just a little bit, so I've got some adjustment here. So I'll put the motor probably right about there. Should obscure, but that's where it's going to go. Screw it, close enough, let's weld. So I think I'm gonna, it's an awful lot of dangly crap hanging out there as far as the motor goes. Out here. But I think in the meantime, just let's brace here. Maybe if we put something, maybe from like, I don't know, out here, down, some sort of brace, help stabilize it. Is that gonna be enough? Yeah, I don't know, maybe. All right, let me ponder here. We'll add a brace someplace on this side here to kind of hold everything a little more stable. I don't know, let me ponder it. I will show you what I've done when I've done it. Well, I don't know. Doesn't look too bad. Might actually work. Pretty stable. Pretty stable looking, I guess. So look at that weld, holy shit. Anyways, we'll call that good for now, I guess. We will, I think we're gonna commit. I'm gonna final weld this turd together here. No turning back at this point. And that way I can get the motor bolted onto place, bolted into place. So yeah, the hell with it. We're calling this good. I don't know if it is or not, but we're calling it good. So I'll final weld this thing. So I'll like taking it back apart again. And then we'll work on getting this crap cut out of place, cleaned up for the actual chain to run through. All right, we added some links to the chain, got that wheel adjusted and tightened up, added a brace, did some final welding, but I did add this and these braces in. I added this one in, it was still wobbly. Okay, no, I added 2 braces to secure it more stable, to make it more stable. Or what happens, I put this brace in here, it was still all wobbly, so I had to add this one in there. I gotta take this one out. Nope, I'll just we'll just have 2 braces. It'll look more stronger. So that's done. Looks good, feels good. So next is, well, actually the only thing left is the throttle. So what we're gonna do is, this is obviously, this is governed. We don't do governors, so we'll take all this shit off and redo this somehow to make some place I can hook a cable up to pull on it. We're going to turn what amounts to the front brake into a throttle. Yeah, I think I'm going to put this brake handle on this side here because throttles are on the right side no matter what. And then I'm going to turn this rear brake that we disconnected. I'm going to turn that into the actual throttle. Good idea? Is that a good idea? No, it's probably not a good idea, but we're going to turn it into a throttle. So let's do that. Let's get this dismantled. You guys can watch again. We'll time lapse it. So here's the theory, I guess. So I took so this throttle arm was bent out here as the governor fin off the fins on the thing to control throttle. I bent it that direction. Add a little stud here with the spring it hooked to, so we got a throttle return. And we'll just have to cable off of here. Maybe here's a threaded hole right there. We'll make a mount for the cable to sit on and hold to, I guess. I don't know. Into there. I don't know. What the hell? Let's try it. All right, made ourselves a little cable clamp here, secured it nicely. So next we'll just drill a little hole right there. I'm thinking just a little hole and a collar on the back side. I'll stack springs in here. So I've obviously had a weary experiences in the past. The throttle's sticking, so I always overdo the return springs and all the shit we built. But so let's do that quick. And that outside of getting the gas tank. Oh yeah, gas tank. Before I weld this on. I lost it already. My work area has gotten a little disgusting and messy. Oh, there it is. So we're going to put this right here, weld that like that, and that'll be the new gas tank mount. Pretty nice, huh? No, it's pretty shitty, but it'll work. So we'll get this tacked on, get that hooked up, and that should be it. We'll do some more final welding on some things, but after that we should be able to test drive this turd. We'll see if it even works. Very curious. Well, that's kind of next level shit, but it actually kind of works, I guess. I don't know if we're getting full throttle, but I don't know that it's really necessary on this turd. But we'll call that good enough. Let's throw the flywheel cover on it and put the gas tank back on it and see what the hell happens, I guess. All right, so the chain kept popping out during that little test drive there. I'll try this again. I did try it again, but we'll show you. But my camera wife suggested moving the sprocket out a bit, and I took it out again in the yard and it didn't fall off. So I think she was right. Full credit to the wife. Let's get the camera set up here and we'll take it for a spin around the yard. All right, well, so there you go. Did it work? Yep. Is it sketchy? Yep. It was kind of fun to ride though. It does have some problems with the chain getting kicked off, so I think I've got to do some alignment work on the motor like this. It's geared to go very quick. I don't know what the rated speed limit is on a ice auger or a 70s GDS bicycle, but I don't want to find out what the top speed should be. So it was fun putzing around. You see it actually worked, but the only problem I've got is it actually kicks the sprocket off. So I'm gonna do anything else to it, I would be putting a muffler on it. It's just a straight manifold right here, a little dimple on it, and that's it. So it's loud, but it was entertaining. It was a fun little build. Little investment of out of pocket $0. Oh, $15 for the bicycle. The rest of this is all just garbage laying around, old ice augers that I got for nothing, junk old cables laying around, so very little investment. So we're gonna close this one out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.